Alright, what is going on, guys? Back with another video. Today I'm heading from Austin, Texas down south to San Marcos. It's about an hour's drive. I'm going to be heading to Anna's place and helping her out with an install. So a while back I showed Anna's Honda S2000, and basically she'll be doing more installs on the car right before show car season. So what we'll be doing is we'll be doing a seat install today, and basically she has some new seats. I'm not going to disclose what brand they are, but we'll show you still in the box. So that's what we're going to install today. If we have some extra time, we might install, actually no, we're not going to install the harness today, but her plan is to make the interior a little nicer for the car show. So she's going to have a roll cage built pretty soon, and then we're going to install the harness on the roll cage. But for today, we're just going to go ahead and install the aftermarket seats. So I just reached Anna and Antonio's place. We have Anna's S2000 here. So while waiting, one seat is out already. So the driver's seat is out. Still have the passenger seat in, and what we're gonna do is the seats are upstairs at the apartment. So we're gonna go upstairs and do an unboxing in a little bit for you guys. Alright, so Antonio already went ahead and took off the other seat. So it should be just 4 bolts. Was it a 10 mil? Or what size was it?
So the front 2 were 12s and the two back were 14s.
So 2 12 millimeters up front and 2 14s back on the back for the S2000. So with the S2000, seems like the seat belt is attached to the back, which is pretty interesting. So right now we're just taking off the seat belt so that we can attach it to the aftermarket seats. Now that both seats are out, since Anna's going to be putting a roll cage pretty soon, we went ahead and take off this plastic thing here. All this needs to go to make space for the roll cage anyway. And there's 2 more bolts on the back, and we should be able to take this whole plastic piece off. All plastic trimming is removed after removing a few sensors and clips. And yeah, so it's off right now. That should be all, and we should be able to go and check out those new seats. Alright, so we just managed to bring the seats out to the garage. So right now Anna's gonna unbox it. And I haven't actually told the people what seats yet, so you guys will find out. So the box is open.
Got some cushions. This is where your thighs go.
You guys can see it's black in color.
Let's see if I have muscles to get it out. It's like attached to the other seat.
Alright, so there we have it, both seats. You guys saw what seats these are. So the bright low-max seats. I decided to go with the black ones. And I know some of the bright seats have like bright all over it, but she just decided to go with a really simple design. Like I said, she will be getting a roll cage, and she also has some harness from Cypher Auto, but we're gonna wait for that since we don't actually have the roll cage ready yet. So today we'll just be installing these bright low-max seats. So with seat installation, pretty much is really, I guess, pretty straightforward. So I've done a couple now. I've done it on my EK Civic a while back. Done it on Marco's 370Z, my Lancer, and this was the 4th one I'll be helping out with. All you have to really do is make sure that if they have seat sliders, make sure they're attached properly, and then attach your mounting bracket, seat belts, and just bolt it in. It's pretty straightforward. So let's get to it. Alright, and in here we have parts from 1320. So some of you guys might watch videos on YouTube. I know what 1320 is. But in here we have some seat brackets. Ooh, little decals.
They have 1320 etched into them too.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
With a little turbo.
And we have a little design on the brackets. That's pretty cool. And price-wise, honestly, it was pretty good as well. I mean, especially since they were from 1320.
Oh, it was cheap, yeah. 175.
175 for 2 brackets, not bad
Yeah.
at all. So it's like under $100 for each.
Can't figure out which one's larger.
So right now we are just test fitting the 1320 bracket, mounting bracket onto the seats. So one really nice thing is these seats already have the sliders bolted onto the seats. So in some cases you have to match them, but these are already bolted on. So all we have to do now is just get this, slide it down, and it should be, I think, an Allen key. They provided some bolts, and then we should be able to attach it on. Put on these seat brackets, what you have to do is they provided some bolts. So you have a nut here, you have a washer, and you have a screw, well, more like a bolt with an Allen key. So you're gonna thread the Allen key wrench or the Allen screw through the back, and then you're gonna put the washer like that, and then you're gonna have the bolt over it. So right now, the difficult part is that we don't actually have the Allen key, so we might have to make a trip to the parts store and get it. But what we could do is kind of on there right now, so we're just going to slide the sliders down so that we can work with the bottoms. And once we attach everything's in place, all we have to do is just attach the seat belt on here and tighten it and bolt it down. We should be all good. So right now we're just going to run to the parts store to grab an Allen key, and also, like I said, we are going to have to attach the seat belts on here. So we need a longer bolt and nut, so we have to go to Lowe's anyway to grab that. So that's what we're going to do.
I can't see anything.
Super low. And you don't have a shifter right now too. So Antonio and Anna are really good hosts. They hook it up with some homemade tacos and some Smirnoff Ice. We're riding in Anna's daily, the Forester. Which year is it again?
2005.
2005 Forester.
It'll stay right there.
Little turbo right here. Little. Not really little. I don't know what size this is. This is a Garrett turbo?
It's like a very stock diesel truck.
Lowe's. We just got back from Lowe's in the Forester. Like you guys saw, we got the bolts. We also got the Allen key wrench, so we're gonna continue working on the car back in the garage. So over here we have Antonio's 350Z. Which year is it again?
2008, last year of the HR.
So the HR, and Antonio was telling me the main differences between the 350Z with the HR as well as the DEs. So this one puts down more power than the DEs. How much more power you're seeing?
So this one puts out about 305 to the crank, and the DEs put like 265. And to the wheel, this one's a little bit better at converting that power to the wheels than the DE. So the DE loses a lot more through the transmission, so it's even less.
So which year to which year is the DEs and which year to which year is the HRs?
So there's a DE from, I believe, 03 to 05 is the DE regular. Then there's a uprev DE, which is 06. So they can just pretty much rev a little bit higher. And then you swap around and then go to the HR for 07 and 08. And practically all 370Zs as well are HRs, but they're at the 3.7 liters for the motor size.
Okay, interesting. So, like I have my buddy Dakota who is a 350 as well. It's a different, I believe he's the DE, not the HR, and I just know, you know, for 350s, I just think a 350 is a 350, but I didn't know like different trims is actually pretty different. Power-wise, and you were saying something about the throttle bodies, a little different.
Correct,
exhaust.
yeah, so in a little bit I could open up the hood for you, but for the HRs and the HRs only, 07, 08, and all 370Zs, there's 2 throttle bodies, so each side of that V6 engine has their own breathing system, so its own exhaust coming out for that side and its own intake on that side.
Nice. So I'm just going to do a quick walk around Antonio's car. We're going to shoot this car sometime soon. So what's the latest thing, the headlights that you put on?
Yeah, so they are, I forgot the brand, I think Spec D. I know a lot of people don't like that brand, but I've used it before. It has a DRL LED strip here, nice. And then I have my HIDs there with the blinkers.
So it looks really nice, blacked out, and then some wheels. really like the duck bill as well. Really nice touch. And then you also say sometime soon you'll be thinking of going wide, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, so I have the wide body. It covers from this line here all the way up to here, and then all the way down the door. So it's a true wide body.
Whole quarter panel.
Whole quarter panel for the rear. Chopping up this much right here, and you put that quarter panel over. That way you can, you know, lower the car a lot more, and then get bigger tire in there, and it'll be able to travel up and down without hitting anything. It should tuck inside the wide body if done right.
Yeah.
And then for the fronts, I'm just gonna buy a little bit wider front fenders altogether instead of doing a wide body. That way it'll be an overall cleaner look on the car.
And you said you actually have the wide body in the garage?
Yeah, I have the wide body in the garage. It's white, so it didn't go on like a duck bill. The duck bill's unpainted, but it was black, so it went on the car already. But the wide body's white and it's unpainted.
Yeah, so right now we're just gonna head back to the garage, work on the S2000. Now we're gonna be back to putting together the bride seats. So yeah, we're doing this side. Right now, after attaching 2 bolts on the top, we had to slide the whole slider down, well, the whole bracket down actually. And then right now we're gonna do the same for the bottom 2 bolts. So make sure it lines up here and on the other side, and then the bracket should be on. And if I remember correctly, he was saying 2 12s up front and 2 14s on the rear.
Correct.
We have that seat belt for the OEM seat belt put in there because we're gonna keep the stock seat belts. And we're gonna put the bride seats back on. So one thing to note, we have that little clip right there, the seatbelt sensor.
Plugging.
So plug it
Come
in.
down a little bit more. Plug. We're good.
All right.
You sure?
Yeah. It's broken. It's like doesn't clip. It goes in, but it's not like solid.
So these bright Lomax seats are pretty much
Buckle
in.
wear.
It's just kind of difficult to work on, just because on the S2000 it's just really space constrained, and these bright seats don't really help in such a small space either. But for those of you guys with an S2000 and you want to get seats, definitely get a smaller size. So these are the small size, and I think Anna was saying that they fit up to the waist size 36. They're really snug compared to the seats I have. But if you're gonna get any wider seats, it might not fit because as it sits right now, which I'll show you guys later, whenever you close the door in the S2000, the door panel just barely touches the seat, so it's a really tight fit. Right now with Antonio sitting down, making sure the seat is good. So seat belts are attached, everything feels pretty snug. But like I said, seems like for people like me and Antonio, it's pretty tight. These bride seats, especially the small size, are pretty tight. So, you know, like my seats, they hug me, but it's not as snug. These are really, really tight. So Anna is going to test fit it. For someone small like her, it'll fit much better. I mean, the S2000 is a small car to start with. Too short. Gotta scoot it forward.
Does it recline at all? It should, right? With this right here.
Ooh, fancy.
Literally a tiny
See how
millimeters.
snug that fits. That Fitment though. And that pretty much does it for the seat install. So we have one side in. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the other side. And let me just do a quick cinematic of how these seats look. Really love how they look. Gonna end the video here. So again, big thanks to Anna and Antonio for letting me join. Didn't really help too much, just gave a couple pointers. But like I said, it's a relatively simple install for, you know, people who never done it before. It's pretty easy. Was Antonio and Anna's first time?
Yeah.
So relatively easy, especially if you have the right tools. So leave a thumbs up if you like the install videos, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.